Hi everyone, this is my next video. It's on corseting for yourself. I'm not wearing a corset in this video. Two reasons for that. I caught a secondary infection just because I've had the cough for so long, so I'm sick again. Christine, you're able to say, told me so. And secondly, because I don't feel like it today. And you will see why that's okay. So despite the fact that I have answered this several times in previous videos, several viewers continue to ask me how long will it take for me to get from a natural waist of 26 inches down to a corseted waist or even a natural waist of 20 inches. And I keep saying that it depends. I can't say with any great confidence how long it's going to take for you because every person is different. A slightly more disturbing variation of that question is, at what point can I stop corseting? Now, I answered this sort of in a previous video called Permanent Waist Reduction, and I had said that if you make any changes to your body using a corset, you have to maintain those changes by still corseting occasionally. Now, this is pretty much the same for anything you do. If you have, if you've gone on a diet and you've lost 20 pounds, you got to your goal weight, then you don't just go back to eating whatever you want in whatever portions you want once you get to your goal weight, because then, you know, you're not going to be able to maintain your goal weight. You're going to start creeping up again. If you train yourself to be able to run a marathon, and after you run that marathon, you don't say, oh, well, then I never have to run again. Every time you want to run another marathon, you have to train yourself up to the point, or keep yourself at that level where you can, you know, consistently be able to run a marathon. I don't know if that's even possible. For those of you who might be a little disappointed in this, or they might feel cheated that they would still have to wear their corset after they get to the goal size, then I don't think corseting is for you. I'm just going to say it flat out. I don't. Why? Because you have to enjoy the process of corseting in order for you to see lasting results. If you don't enjoy wearing your corset, then something is wrong, and you have to kind of take the corset off and be honest with yourself. Why don't you like the corset? Are you trying to put yourself under too much strain? Are you going too tight? Are you going too fast? Are you wearing the corset for hours longer than you're able to? You know, if it starts to hurt, if it feels uncomfortable, it's not, you know, it's not doing anything good for you. It might not be anything in particular that you are doing. It could be that the corset doesn't fit properly. You might need a custom fit corset. Or maybe it's not a pain or discomfort thing physically, but maybe you just feel claustrophobic in one, or you don't like the feeling of having your mobility hindered in that sort of way. But in any case, kind of figure out why it is that you don't enjoy wearing a corset. And if you are able to sort of get around that in some way, then great, you can continue with your corset training. But if you are actually put off by the idea of, you know, waking up in the morning and putting on your corset, then corset training isn't for you. When you enjoy the journey, when you enjoy the process of corset training, then you're able to wear your corset for longer periods, and then you get more optimal outcomes. Also, when you enjoy the process of, you know, corseting just for the sake of corseting, you become less discouraged by any fallbacks that may happen. So I haven't been able to corset for the last month or so because I've been sick, and I noticed during that time that I really missed being in a corset. And moreover, I mostly missed the feeling of being held in a corset. I missed that feeling more than I missed, say, the figure shaping aspect, or, you know, having it as a fashion accessory. A year and a half ago, the smallest waist I could achieve at that point was about 22 inches. Today, I put on one of my training corsets for the first time in a month, and I was only able to cinch down to about 24 inches comfortably. I probably could have gone down further if I really forced myself, but I didn't want to hurt myself, you know what I mean? So I'm okay with that. I'm okay being between 24 and 25 inches laced comfortably at this point. I have confidence that I will get back down to 22 inches. It might take me 6 months to a year to be able to do that, but you know, I'm patient, and I'm simply enjoying corseting, you know, the way that I do it. And I've said it before, I'll say it again, I don't like sleeping in my corset. I do have a sleeping corset that I wear on occasion, but most of the time I do not like sleeping in a corset. And I don't believe that you have to wear your corset 23 hours a day, 7 days a week to be able to have lasting results when you're corset training. Now, some people like to do that, and that's good for them, but I find that I don't need to wear my corset 23 hours a day in order to see lasting results. So why would I do that if I really don't want to, you know? Does that mean that I'm lazy or undisciplined? No, it just means that I'm not quite as fixated on getting to a certain number by a certain date. Also, another thing is goals. A year and a half ago I said that my goal was to get down to 20 inches, and now, I mean, it would be nice to be able to do that. I'm not gonna cry if my body, you know, just physically says it's not able to reach a 20-inch corseted waist. You know, I mean, I'm still passionate about corseting. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is the naysayers and the bullies. And believe me, they come in all different forms in the corsetry world. Firstly, anybody who tells you that there is nobody on the entire earth that has ever enjoyed corseting, they're lying. Well, maybe these people actually don't believe that they're lying, but they must be incredibly naive to think that everybody thinks and feels the exact same way. Now, I do believe that there are people out there who do not like wearing corsets. They don't find it comfortable. It's not for them. That is fine. But every single person that I have come across who has told me that a corset cannot possibly be comfortable, either they had drawn their own hasty conclusions from their negative but brief experiences of wearing a corset themselves, or they've never put on a corset in their lives. And now for the bullies who follow corseters online, constantly telling them that they should buy another smaller corset, that they should cinch smaller. Whether or not that person wants to go smaller with their body is up for them to decide. It's actually none of your business. I receive comments almost every single day on my video from at least one person saying that my waist is too small, from another person saying that I need to cinch tighter. And now, I don't mind varying opinions. I don't mind a little encouragement when I am trying to waist train, you know, train myself smaller. And I admit I am a people pleaser a lot of the time. But for somebody to actually come along and demand that I cinch myself tighter before I'm ready to do so, before my body is ready for it, before it's safe, and when I don't want to, and these people actually sometimes have the audacity to threaten to unsubscribe if I don't. Does that actually work on people? Because it's not going to work on me. What I do with my body is my prerogative. Those of you who currently corset or who plan to wear a corset, you have to enjoy the process, whatever that means for you. You know, experiment, find what works for you, and then stick with it. If you find yourself getting bored of it, if you find yourself having pain or discomfort in any way, if you find yourself just not enjoying it, then stop corseting, come back to it after a while if you want to. Don't let anybody tell you what to do with your body. I know everybody knows this deep down, but sometimes they just don't listen to their intuition. Don't listen to the naysayers or the bullies. Don't let anybody tell you that corseting is bad for you, or that you need to go smaller, otherwise nobody will love you. And you know, you're responsible for your own body. You're the only one who knows what it feels like to be in your body, and it is your responsibility to do what you think is right for your own body. So that's all for today, and I will talk to you all in the next video.